Welcome to Emotrics Plus, a machine learning application for the automatic measurement of facial expressions and symmetry. Emotrics is available for download by visiting our website. Simply navigate to your web browser and type in hadlockfacialplasticsurgery.com. Once you're on the home page of our website, you can navigate to the Resources tab and then scroll down for the Emotrics download. Clicking on this link will bring you to a secure Google Drive folder where you are able to then download the entire Emotrics folder. Once you have downloaded Emotrics to your computer, you will see a zipped file. By right-clicking on this file, you can then scroll down and select Extract All. Once you have extracted the entire Emotrics folder, you can then save it to the desired location on your computer. Once the folder is extracted and saved to the desired location, you're able to open up the Emotrics folder and scroll down to find the actual application. Here's the application within the folder, and it also has the floppy disk icon next to it. Double-clicking on this application will allow it to run. Here's the Emotrics homepage after the application launches. Emotrics offers you different options in terms of how many photographs you would like to analyze at a given time. You're able to analyze a single photograph, a comparison of 2 photographs, or a set of 7 photographs for the generation of a complete auto eFace. Once you have selected the amount of photographs you would like to analyze, you will be brought to the selection window. Here you are able to input a patient ID, which will allow you to label the patient photographs and data for each set of photos you upload. You then have the option to label the photographs as a comparison of a pre-op to a post-operative photograph, or a comparison of a rest to an expression photograph. In order to upload your photos, click on the Upload Photograph bar, navigate to where the photos are saved on your computer, and then select the desired photo and click Open. You should see the photograph appear above the upload bar. You would then repeat this process for any of the remaining photos you wish to analyze, or you can drag and drop your photographs into the selection window. If you are doing a comparison of resting and expression photographs, you're able to select the expression of the photograph you have input from the drop-down menu. In this example, we are looking at a patient with normal facial function, so the reference side is not relevant. If you are looking at a patient who has unilateral facial paralysis, the reference side would be the unaffected or unparalyzed side of their face. Once you have filled out the selection window, click Next. A total of 76 landmarks are placed on the face in Emotrics. These are logical landmarks placed along the free margins of anatomical features and can be adjusted to accommodate each patient's facial structure. The blue dots correspond to free margins of the lower eyelids and the upper border of the lower lip. The red dots correspond to free margins of the upper eyelids, the superior margins of the eyebrows, the nasal base, the nasal midline, the nasolabial folds, the vermilion borders, and the overall facial outline. Using your mouse scroll, you are able to zoom in and out of an image. Left-clicking on the image will allow you to adjust how the image fits into the frame. Individual facial dots can be adjusted by right-clicking over the desired dot. When you right-click on the dot, you will see it disappear from view, and then simply right-click again in order to place the dot down in its desired spot. The green circles around the iris and the pupil can be adjusted as well. Left-clicking on the green circle will open up the eye selection window, which is a zoom in so that you can more accurately adjust the iris diameter and pupil. There are two ways to adjust this circle. By right-clicking, you will be able to auto-fit the circle and move the entire selection. Left-clicking on the individual red dots allows you to move a single dot. Right-clicking after you have adjusted individual red dots will auto-fit the circle to the new circumference. Iris circumference circles can be adjusted only on one photograph and then auto-fit to another photograph. By navigating over to the Settings menu, you can select matching iris 1 to iris 2 in order to auto-adjust the circles based on the adjustments in the resting state photograph. By selecting the other box, matching irises 2 to 1, you would be able to make the iris adjustments based on how they were set in the expression state photograph. This feature is particularly helpful if a patient does not have a wide enough palpebral fissure width for us to visualize a sufficient amount of their iris to adjust the circumference. In cases of severe ocular synkinesis or a partial or complete tarsorrhaphy, this auto-fit feature can be extremely helpful. By navigating back to the main menu, under Visualization, you can click on the image with the green line down the center in order to make the midline appear on the photograph. By clicking again on this same image under the Visualization tab, you can make the midline disappear. Once you have verified that the facial dots are in the correct positions corresponding to the different landmarks and free margins, it's time to actually get our data. Emotrics offers two ways to obtain measurements from a given set of photographs. Under the Measurements tab in the main menu selection, if you click on the ruler, you will open up the measurement window. The measurement window will give you an output for different parameters along the face for each photograph you have selected. Here, since in the selection window, we chose to analyze a resting state photograph compared to an expression state photograph, we see these selections reflected here in the measurement window. The measurement window also offers a two-state comparison, which for each exact measurement reported, tells you the absolute difference and percent differences for each side of the face from the resting state to the expression state photograph. Clicking on each individual parameter will highlight that row and will also create a display of the exact measurements that are being taken on the face for a given parameter. If we navigate back to the main window, clicking on the bar graph icon under the Measurements tab will generate an eFace score. In the instance where we are only selecting a comparison of two photographs, the eFace parameter score that Emotrics will output corresponds to the expression you chose in the selection window. In order to generate a complete auto eFace using Emotrics, you would have to select the option to analyze 7 photographs, upload a full facial nerve series, and then you would be able to generate an auto eFace by clicking on the bar graph icon. You can export your data by clicking the floppy disk icon with the small ruler box, and then a save window will pop up, allowing you to name the file and select the location where you would like it to be saved. Once you are done analyzing an image and getting your data, navigate down to the Previous Page button. Clicking on the Previous Page button will ask you if you would like to save your landmarks. By clicking Yes, these landmarks will be saved as a text file in the same location where the photographs are stored on your computer. Here we can see that the image that we analyzed has a corresponding text file which contains the measurements of the adjusted facial dot landmarks. If we were to re-upload these photographs back into Emotrics, so long as the photo and the text file are saved in the same location, Emotrics will automatically pull in the data from the saved text file, so all of your adjustments are saved. That's it for this tutorial. We hope that it demonstrates the potential of the Emotrics software to aid in your research. If you have questions regarding the software, please reach out to our group, as we are more than happy to work through the program with you